Hi, I'm Joel Gion, and you're watching GigslutzTV.
Hi, I'm Caitlin and you're watching GigslutzTV. We're in the Hoxton Bar and Grill ahead of Joel Gion's final gig of his tour for his new album Apple Bonkers. So hello!
Hello, nice to be here.
So people would have been first introduced to you as the Tambourine Man from the Brian Johnston Massacre, but you're stepping out with your solo album. Yeah, and we just have to clear up that it's not 10 like tambourine tracks on your album.
No, there's actually about 100. It's a tambourine orchestra piece. No, it's actually, there are tambourines on it, but it's the first time I actually got into writing my own music. When you play in a band like the Brian Jonestown Massacre with a central songwriter who's very good at what he does, it becomes very easy to be lazy and not have to work on stuff and just get drunk and those sorts of things. So I did that forever, and then Anton moved away. He moved to Europe, and I'm still in San Francisco where the band's from. So yeah, that got me, wanting to be in the studio and making music. So then I did start trying to write music, and I quickly learned that I liked it very much. And so I wrote this album, and I have a lot of friends that were able to lay tracks on it for me. People like Pete from the Dandy Warhols and other members of Brian Jonestown Massacre and Asteroid 4, and it's kind of a psychedelic who's trippers. And
So have you enjoyed the transition from percussion boy to frontman?
yeah, well, it's interesting because Anton, he always liked to stand on the side of the stage. He didn't want to be the guy in the middle, so he would throw me in there. And it was kind of a performance art kind of move. You don't have to stand by the drummer if you're the bass player. The drums don't have to be in the back. The singer doesn't have to be in the middle. You can put the tambourine guy, and there's no roles, screw roles. Why do we all have to be in the same formations? So I got put in the middle, draw attention away from him. So I'm already there, I just have to open up my mouth and sing. Yeah, I enjoy that quite much.
And have you been a singer all your life, or was it a new thing you found?
It was a pretty new thing. I mean, I do backup vocals with Brian Jonestown Massacre, but as a lead vocalist was something that I kind of had to discover my voice, which was interesting and fun. There's a lot of different singing styles on it, a lot of different kinds of music on it. It's not just a psychedelic record.
So the name Apple Bonkers, where did this come from?
Well, it's kind of a two-parter.
You like apples and you're a bit bonkers?
Well, it's a three-parter. Yeah, it's actually a three-parter. That and what really got me into music in the first place was the Beatles. I saw the cartoon Yellow Submarine when I was about 5, and in the movie there's the Blue Meanies who come to town, and they basically try and take over the peaceful land of the music-loving folk. And one version of the villains are like these big Undertaker-looking tall guys, and they carry around these big green apples, and they bonk. They're called apple bonkers, and they bonk people on the head with the apples. Now, I live in San Francisco, and there's a real large influx of the technology industry coming into the city. Twitter is now based there. Apple is about a half an hour away. But everyone that works at Apple, they don't want to live out in the boring, hard suburbs. They want to live in the city where it's hip and all the culture and everything, which is great. Good on them. But they're driving the rents up so high that it's displacing a lot of poor people and middle-class people having to move away. Little old ladies getting thrown out of their apartments. And that's not to say that, it's a horrible thing. I mean, there's loads of people that are just working, and this is their job, and, wonderful, And I'm not anti-technology in any way. But it is a situation that's happening. So being the Apple logo, which they stole from the Beatles in the first place, to me it's kind of like the Apple bonkers that come to San Francisco and they're bonking everybody on the head, and
I love that.
So all my musician friends are gone now. I'm the last one.
So I'd say describe your album in 3 words for GigsLutz viewers who haven't listened to it yet, but let's just be a little bit fun and let's describe it in 3 sounds.
3 sounds?
Yeah.
3 words?
Just 3 sounds that you think represent the album with your voice or your hands.
Oh, noises? Yeah.
Yay! So you've been speaking about your songwriting then. This is something kind of new you've found. How did you find your way into songwriting? Was it because you kind of weren't playing as much with the boys? Or?
Yeah, it was birthed from laziness. Yeah. I kind of felt like I was forced in the position where if I was going to do music, I had to start doing it on my own. And if Anton hadn't moved away, if I hadn't been put in this position, I might not have ever tried.
Yeah.
So in that respect, I miss him very much, and I enjoy our tours together and the time that we do get to spend. But if he hadn't have done that, who knows if I ever would have tried to start writing music. So I was forced to start writing music, and music has been my life my entire life. But it was more about the lifestyle of being a musician and staying up for days and doing things that we won't get into here. But not the creative side, there was always in the studio, there's always our personalities and our influences always got into the sound of the music, But as far as actually writing it, I didn't start that till now. So it's good for me because, now I have this entire backlog. I can write songs about things that happened to me when I was 24 or when I was 30 or 18 or whatever. So I've got lots of work with now. So already kind of 3 tracks into the next record, and it's just a new good thing for me.
Do you remember what the first song you wrote was about?
Yeah, it's called. What's the? It's the internet, right? We can say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called "Don't Let the Fuckers Bring You Down." And
is it about Apple again?
Just fuckers in general. Just do your own thing and don't let people try and stop you, being you and doing what you need to do on this planet.
So you've been out on the roads in France and the UK. How's that little tour been for you?
England and France has always been the best audiences.
Yeah.
And we played Toulouse a couple days ago. And they were so enthusiastic that they wouldn't let us leave the building. It was encore or you're staying here. And it went on for 10 minutes, but we had done all the material that we had rehearsed. So we had to go down there and say, hey, we'll play another song, but it's going to have to be like another, you've already heard one.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the 60s where they would play like the hit twice, And we had to, and they loved it, and but that's how bonkers they go. It's great, yeah. And UK as well. We had a great show in Manchester last night. I grew up on so much British culture, and cinema, and music, and things.
But quite like a unique style going on. With the sideburns and the hat and your fancy boots.
My opinion about fashion is the best is when you take certain elements from different places and put them together, and we should all be individual. It's individuality, so I like to take bits and bobs from different things and hopefully kind of have my own spin on it,
So what should we expect from your show this evening then? The final show on the tour?
The final show on the tour.
Things going to go off?
Oh, we're going to trip the fuck out, man. Yeah, that's the name of the game.
Yeah. Are you excited then?
Oh, very, it's London, man.
Yeah. Is it like a hard transition when you've been on the road and then going back home, or do you quite enjoy that? Like nice little lull afterwards?
Yeah, it's weird. It's like what they say in Apocalypse Now that he's doing is one of his heavy duty narratives, and it's like when you're out there, all you can think about is going home, but when you're home, all you can think about is going back out there. It's like that.
Cool. Well, thank you so much. We've got some Gigsluts questions we like to ask, but I think we are probably running quite short of time, so I'm just going to ask you the one that I think you're going to have the best answer ever to.
Okay.
What's the most rock star thing you've ever done?
Oh no. God. Well, the best rock star thing I've ever done, if I remembered it, it wouldn't really be it. So.
That's a bad answer. We're going to just watch the documentary Dig and then.
The best stuff you're not supposed to remember.
Yeah, that's very true. Anyway, thank you so much for chatting to Gigsluts this evening, and enjoy your gig.
Thank you so much. It was very nice to meet you.